Rise 9, turn left angle 190, Geonauta 16 center final.
Okay, 190, Geonauta 16 center final, Rise 9.
Only in 190 on the speed.
11274 is 3 miles from Magnum, cross Magnum 4000 airboat, head out 16 center approach, 170 knots, still photo.
Okay, cleared out 16 center and 170 just center, Rise 234.
11 9 3 miles from America, cross Erica 5000, cleared out 16 center approach, 170 knots, still photo.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I know it's been a few weeks since I've posted. I've been grinding out the hours for my commercial pilot's license, so it's been hard to get in and produce a video. But I have a request from one of my other videos from a YouTuber by the name of Geonauta, and he is looking for an approach into runway 01 into La Palma. And that is an NDB approach. I know in my last video I said I wanted to do a VOR, but this is a NDB Arch and it's kind of similar, so we'll go ahead and knock it out. Currently the airport at La Palma has this runway as 36. I'm going to go ahead and use a old chart because I don't have the proper charts. Unfortunately, all my charts are for the United States. So we're going to use a chart we can find online for runway 01, and as I mentioned, the current runway is 36. So let's go ahead and pull up the plate here, and we see that our initial approach fix is Araco. We'll be crossing Araco at 4,500, and we're just coming down from 5,000, which was our cruising altitude. We're going to go on the NDB, which is on 389, which is the identifier is BX for that, and 112.4 will be the frequency we'll be using for the distance measuring. So we'll go ahead and start our left turn. We'll stay 15 nautical miles away from the NDB. We'll use that as our distance from the Arch. On the 36 approach, we will be using 16 instead of 15. At that 15 nautical miles, we'll go ahead and turn to the right, and that will put us on our final approach course of 352. Our landing minimums will be 1,540 feet, and as mentioned, 389 will be our ADF channel. So we have this blue arrow on the heading indicator, which is going to descend to the right about 90 degrees when we turn to the left, and we're going to want to keep it on that white post. It'll help us keep that arc until we get to that 352. When we get to that 352, we'll go ahead and turn into the final approach course. So let's go ahead and fast forward. So now you can see to the right on our heading indicator, that little blue arrow is hovering around that post on the right side, that white post. We want to keep that coming near that white post until we get to 352, which will be when we turn in to our final approach course. On the 36 approach plate, it's 351, and we would be 16 nautical miles away. But on the 01, if we are doing the old plate, it has us turning at 352, and we would be on an arc of 15 nautical miles. So we'll go ahead and fast forward and keep on going. So as you see on our heading indicator, our blue arrow is coming up to that 352 heading, which means we're going to want to start turning in right toward our final approach course. And when we get on our final approach course, we'll go ahead and pull the plate up and we'll brief our final approach one more time. Some key differences between the 36, which is the current runway heading, and the 01, which is the old runway heading, old plates, is that instead of 3,000 when we got to our 8.5, on the new plate, it's 3,400. So we have some different DME distances, some different arc distances, some different altitudes compared to the new plate and the old plate. We went ahead and flew the old plate. So let's go ahead and pull up the plate, and we'll go ahead and brief our final approach real quick. So now that we have a final approach course of 352, we must get to 8 miles from BV at 3,000 feet. On the 3.6 plate, that would be 3,400 at 8.5 miles, and then we will get down to 1540, which will be our minimum set right here, at around 3 miles. So by the time we get to the 3 miles, we should be at 1540, and we should see the runway. One difference I'll note right here is that when I am on my descent, as you can see, our vertical speed is going down, and we are set for 3,000 feet for the 01 approach. If I was doing the 3.6 approach, I would have it set for 3,400. So we'll just continue our descent down to 3,000, and when we cross our final approach fix, which is 8 miles, we want to be set up with our flaps and be configured for landing, so we have minimal effort when we need to get down to the runway on that last leg. So we'll go ahead and get our pitot heat in, all of our lights on, get the flaps down to 10. We stick with 10 of flaps when we're flying instrument, just in case we need to go around. It's easier to get out of that configuration. So let's go ahead and fast forward. So if you look to the bottom left-hand side of our heading indicator, you can see we're about 8.5 nautical miles away. On the MFD, we have a point FQ1. It should be FQ36, 8 miles. 8.5 is where it's at. It should be at 8.0, but it looks like the nav aids are mixed up a little bit. Again, on the MFD, that point should now be FQ36, but since we are 8 miles away, we'll go ahead and get that descent down to 1540, which is our minimums, and we should be at 1540 by the time we are 3 nautical miles away from BV. That will be MQ36 currently on this plate and approach that we are flying. It'll be MQ01. That will also be our missed approach point. So by the time we get 3 nautical miles away from BV, if we can see the runway, we'll go ahead and take it in for a landing. For the remainder of the video, we'll go ahead and keep silent. Just keep in mind, at the bottom left of our heading indicator, we want to be looking for 3.0. We'll be at 1540 at 3.0, and like I said, if we can see the runway by that point, we'll go ahead and continue with the descent. So we are about to enter the La Palma airspace, so we will see you guys when we are on the ground. Enjoy. A slight bounce, but still smooth as butter. I hope you guys enjoyed this approach into La Palma, and you know, let me know in the comments if you guys have any other airports for me to try. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stick to traveling throughout the United States and shooting approaches. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, we'll see you again soon.